Okay, let's jump right in. Welcome back to the deep dive. If you want a shortcut to getting completely up to speed on some of the biggest cultural moments, well, you're in the right place.
Today, we are digging into one of Hollywood's, most talked about and extensive families, the Murphys.
hmm Our sources are all pretty recent, and they're all focused on this one really joyous piece of news, Bria Murphy's pregnancy announcement. But what's so interesting is how that one piece of news becomes a window
A window into what?
into the entire, the whole complex ecosystem of that family, from her marriage to her own career, and even to how her father, Eddie Murphy, talks about having 10 kids.
Right. So our mission here is to move beyond just, hey, there's an announcement. We want to really analyze the significance of it.
The timing,
A-
the venue.
Exactly. And this consistent narrative of unity that you see across all the sources.
Yeah.
We want to figure out what this specific milestone tells us about how one of the biggest stars in the world manages, his very public and very private legacy.
So let's start with the basics, the facts. Okay, so the big news is that Bria Murphy, who's 35, she's the eldest daughter Eddie Murphy had with his ex-wife, Nicole Mitchell.
Hmm.
She's expecting her first baby.
And this was not a quiet reveal, not some, simple Instagram post.
No, not at all. It was very public, very family-focused. The announcement basically happened on Wednesday, November 12th, right there on the red carpet.
At the premiere of her dad's new documentary, Being Eddie.
I mean, that choice alone is so compelling, tying her huge personal news directly to his big professional moment.
Oh, it says everything. It's about that link between their individual lives and the collective family brand, for lack of a better word, and the sources. They really made sure to capture the visuals.
Oh, yeah?
Bria was there with 6 of her 9 siblings, and she was wearing this long-sleeve bodycon dress.
Which definitely showcased the bump.
It was a statement. You couldn't ignore it. It just immediately elevates the whole thing from a personal update to a shared family event.
And for anyone trying to keep track of the family tree here,
Yeah.
she's expecting with her husband, Michael Xavier. He's an actor.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really interesting for you listening is that this baby makes Eddie Murphy a grandfather for the 3rd time.
Right, because his son Miles already has 2 daughters.
Exactly. So we're literally watching this legacy expand right in front of us.
And that multi-generational thing is key. The sources really emphasize the timeline, what led up to this moment. Bria and Michael Xavier, they got married pretty recently, July 2022.
After a relationship that, from what the source suggests, was kept pretty private for a while.
It was, but the wedding itself was this huge public affirmation of that united family front we were talking about.
I remember reading about that. The sources detail this massive but still private afternoon ceremony in Beverly Hills. Something like 250 guests.
I mean, that is a serious undertaking. It's a massive statement.
It really is.
And that event, that's one of the first really strong pieces of evidence for this whole narrative of unity. Her father, Eddie, walked her down the aisle, which you'd expect. But the sources specifically pointed out that her mother, Nicole Mitchell, was also right there, fully present, fully involved.
That's a great point. That detail really reinforces the idea that, despite divorces or separations, when a big milestone happens, the parents are a united front.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you go back even a little further, the social media stuff around the engagement also fits.
Oh, absolutely. The December 2021 engagement posts.
We pulled the quotes, Jen.
We did. Bria's captions were things like, "My heart, my best friend, my forever, I love you always." And then another one just said, "I can't wait to marry you."
Very heartfelt.
Totally. And Michael Xavier's was that classic, simple, "Forever my love." It's this very public celebration of their commitment that the sources just ate up.
And, this theme of unity, it isn't just about her personal life.
Yeah.
The sources also give us some context about Bria's career, her professional life.
Which is such a crucial pivot to make.
By that.
Because it shows the active, visible parental support. I mean, she's an accomplished visual artist.
Right. The source material brings up her 2020 art show in L.A., Subconscious.
Mm-hmm. And that was a huge moment for her, and it turned into a huge moment for her dad, too.
Yeah, he didn't just pop in for a quick picture. He was there with a bunch of her siblings.
Hmm.
It really suggests that when one of them has an artistic thing happening,
The whole unit shows up.
the whole unit shows up to support it. Yeah.
And the quote we pulled from the sources about that show, it's probably the most insightful look we get into his whole mindset as a parent. Eddie Murphy told reporters, "I'm glad that people get to see how talented she is.
Right.
We've known for years how talented she is. It's exciting to see her stuff up on the walls."
We should probably sit with that for a second. That's
Yeah.
more than just, the standard "I'm a proud dad" line.
It's so much more.
He's emphasizing her talent, the
Yeah.
fact that the family has known about it for a long time,
Yeah.
and the joy of seeing her get that public recognition. He's framing her career as a family achievement.
Precisely. It tells you that this family structure is designed to support and promote individual artistic goals. It ties Bria the artist directly into Bria the daughter. Success is a shared thing in this family.
Which naturally makes you step back and look at the whole enormous picture. This deep dive into Bria's pregnancy is really the perfect excuse to just review the sheer scale and complexity of Eddie Murphy's family.
It is a remarkable structure. I mean, the sources confirm he has 10 children.
10.
Just think about that number for a second. 10 kids across different age groups from 4 different relationships. I mean, from a logistical standpoint alone, that's just incredible.
And the sources really lay it all out. But they do it in a way that, and this is the paradox, it somehow still underscores this theme of everyone being together.
Okay, so let's run through it. First, there's his son Eric, who's 36, with Paulette McNeely.
Right. Then Christian, 34, with Tamara Hood,
Then you get the 5 children with his then-wife, Nicole Mitchell.
which is where our focus, Bria, fits in. Along with Shane, who's 31, Zola, 25, Bella, 23, and their son Miles, who's 33.
And then to round out the 10, you have his daughter Angel, who's now 18, with his ex, Melanie Brown.
And the 2 youngest with his current wife, Paige Butcher. Izzy, who is 9, and Max, who's 6.
It's just this incredible spectrum of ages, from a 6-year-old to a 36-year-old.
So the sources are giving us this picture of a huge, complex family that is also incredibly unified. But I have to ask, with all the different mothers, the divorces, the huge age gaps, I mean, did the sources offer any counter-evidence at all? Or are we just seeing a perfectly curated public story here?
That's the key question, right? And what's interesting is that the sources themselves, they overwhelmingly push the positive story. They're not digging into past conflicts.
That's focused on right now.
Exactly, on present unity. And Eddie Murphy's own quotes about his kids are always about their character and how lucky he feels as a father.
Well, it makes that huge statement. He calls Bria a good kid, specifically.
Right.
And then he just expands that to cover everybody. The quote from the source is, I really got lucky with my kids.
There really isn't a bad one in the bunch.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone turned out to be really good people.
For a family of that size and complexity, to make a sweeping statement like that is just extraordinary.
It really is.
It points to a very successful, even if it's unconventional, system of co-parenting and respect that seems to be holding it all together. And the sources show this through their actions. They all show up for the Being Eddie premiere. 6 siblings there supporting Bria and their dad.
And like you said, both parents were at the wedding.
Yeah.
So it seems like what the sources are really telling us is that for this family, the core value is just showing up.
That's the visible proof.
Right. Showing up for the big personal and professional moments is the proof of that cohesion, no matter how complicated the family tree looks on paper, which makes the red carpet pregnancy reveal that much more, strategic. It's a public affirmation.
Absolutely. Their public actions are the concrete evidence that backs up his confident statements about his kids. The story being told is less about the complexity and more about the commitment.
Okay, so let's try to synthesize all of this. What have we actually learned here? We've seen a huge family milestone confirmed. Bria's first baby, Eddie's 3rd grandchild, and the news was revealed at an event celebrating the family patriarch.
And the material constantly weaves that personal joy together with professional support and these really explicit displays of family unity across all the different relationships.
Yeah, the sources just keep pushing this narrative of parental pride and cohesion.
Relentlessly. Eddie's confidence that all 10 of his children are good people, plus his pride in Bria's art, that's the emotional foundation for the whole family's public image.
So given all that, the incredible complexity, the range of ages and relationships, and yet this constant visible show of support at every major public event, from art shows to weddings to movie premieres. Here's the final thought for you to chew on. If managing a family of this size is a massive logistical challenge, what does the continuous strategic public display of unity suggest about the sophisticated effort that goes into managing the Murphy family's legacy and public narrative in Hollywood?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Is the consistent happiness we see in these sources the result of successful family management? Or is it just a fortunate, happy reality? Think about the power of consistency and public affirmation in shaping the story of a very famous, very complex family.